Imagine the following scenario. Imagine I broadcasted a message to millions of people, telling them to get a gun and to shoot anyone who supports the war in Iraq. Imagine that in my broadcast, I told people that I would even pay for the bullets. If I broadcasted such a message, I would expect to be arrested on charges of inciting terrorism and murder. I would be held in custody at a civilian prison or even at a military prison where I would be subjected to torture. If I was fortunate enough to get a trial, I would be found guilty as charged, and I would receive a prison sentence or even the death penalty. These laws apply to you, me, and everyone else because we are all supposed to be treated equally under the law. So, I would like to know why Michael Reagan is allowed to break these same laws without even being questioned by the authorities. It all started when a man called Mark Dice from a group called The Resistance appeared on Fox News on June 10, 2008.
Moving on to other news. Imagine that you are a soldier stationed in Iraq. Mail call comes around and you've got a letter from back home. But it is not from your family or your friends. It is a letter telling you that you are a pawn in the service of the, quote, New World Order, and that you are risking your life for a government that helped carry out the 9/11 attacks. This is not a joke. This is actually happening. These letters are the work of Mark Dice, the founder of a group called The Resistance. Mark joins us live now, along with Captain Pete Hegseth. Pete is a National Guardsman who served in Iraq, and he is the Executive Director of Vets for Freedom. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Mark, let me start with you. Do you think this is helpful to our troops serving on the ground in Iraq?
I think that it's very beneficial that we inform them as to the true circumstances that got them in the situation that they're in. I think that if they're able to make better decisions based on the facts, and they can decide to direct their lives and their careers and the positions and the direction that they want to go, I think feeding them a constant stream of propaganda is one of the most detrimental things to them and to our service.
What do you want them to do? Abandon the war, to just walk off the battlefield?
We want them to join the 9/11 Truth Movement. We want them to ask their superiors hard and compelling questions about the circumstances of 9/11.
Is that the role of an American soldier?
Well, we want them to get the leadership to start thinking about what it is that they're sending these troops into. Look, everybody knows that the troops are so angry that they've been put in that position based on lies. Ron Paul had the largest donations from the troops themselves. The troops know, I personally know United States Marines, active Marines who've served in Iraq, who know that 9/11 is an inside job. We're trying to get the word out to as many people as possible and not keep them with the wool over their eyes.
The following audio is from the radio broadcast by Michael Reagan from the same day.
Here's Michael Reagan.
Mike Reagan here, everybody. Mike Reagan here. Mike Reagan here. I'm here. You're there. Smile and dial 1-800-468-MIKE. 1-800-468-6453. Our website, Reagan.com. Oh, gosh. There's something else in the news, too, you need to know about. There are troops in Iraq who are probably going to be getting more than letters. You know, they have mail call. You ever go to summer camp like I did? You live for mail call? I'm still waiting for the first letter from my dad and my mom. Never got. Anyway, you're waiting for mail call, and hopefully you get one. Well, what's going to be going on? Mail call is a little bit different now. They're going to be getting mail, but they're not going to be care packages. There's a group that's sending letters to our troops in Iraq and DVDs claiming 9/11 was an inside job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that they should rethink why they're fighting. They ought to take these... Excuse me, folks. I'm going to say this. We ought to find the people who are doing this, take them out, and shoot them. Really. Just find the people who are sending those letters to our troops to demoralize our troops and do what they're doing. You take them out. They are traitors to this country, and shoot them. You have a problem with that? Deal with it. But anybody who would do that doesn't deserve to to live. You shoot them. You call them traitors, that's what they are, and you shoot them dead. I'll pay for the bullet. Mark Dice, the founder of The Resistance, which he calls a media watchdog group, says that the U.S. government was responsible for the September 11th attacks and that the armed forces should know it. People want the facts. The Marines are hungry for the truth. What got them there in Iraq? Why are they risking their lives? And we're going to help them understand that. So he's going to send letters and declassified government documents that he says can prove the government's responsibility for the terrorist attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people. And he's urging others to do the same. Now, Captain Pete Hegseth, Executive Director of Vets for Freedom, you ought to get him on too, Brett.
I'm on it.
Says, you know something, these are going to end up in the trash, or they're going to end up in the toilet, or they're going to end up on the firing range. How about you take Mark Dice out and put him in the middle of the firing range? Tie him to a post, don't blindfold him, let it rip and have some fun with Mark Dice. These people are just, folks, I'm telling you, outrageous.
Now we know where the Ron Paul supporters went.
Oh, my God. That was a mean thing to say, Brett. That was a mean thing. You know how mean that was to say?
I'm sorry if I offended Mark Dice.
You offended him terribly. But that's okay to offend him. You know, that's really okay to offend him. That they would do these kinds of things.
Yeah, these guys need to be introduced to the, Yeah.
Is it acceptable for a radio show host to behave in this way?
We ought to find the people who are doing this, take them out, and shoot them. You take them out, they are traitors to this country, and shoot them. Anybody who would do that doesn't deserve to live. You shoot them. You call them traitors, that's what they are, and you shoot them dead. I'll pay for the bullet. I'll pay for the bullet. How about you take Mark Dice out and put him in the middle of the firing range? Tie him to a post, don't blindfold him, let it rip and have some fun with Mark Dice. And you shoot him dead. I'll pay for the bullet. Anybody who would do that doesn't deserve to live. You shoot them. You call them traitors, that's what they are, and you shoot them dead. I'll pay for the bullet. I'll pay for the bullet.
Please contact the FCC and inform them of the death threats issued by Michael Reagan.